Yo, it's Now You See Me Too. It's such a great movie. Do you believe me, dude?
No.
Welcome to Apocalypse Movies. This is our review of Now You See Me Too. I'm Jacob Bartley. You might know me from the host of the Movie News podcast or some of the other podcasts that we do. I'm joined by Gio Ramos.
How y'all doing?
He's the host of the Rumor Central podcast. Anyways, we're here to talk some Now You See Me Too. The movie released about, a week and a half ago? Last week, right? Yeah, and
you probably didn't notice.
This is a movie that we were both really looking forward to. Gio was a big fan of the first one. I liked the first one, and I was intrigued with the concept and really looking forward to watching a sequel to it. But it kind of didn't live up to what we were hoping for. How our movie reviews go, we give our positives, we give our negatives, and we try to do our best without spoiling it, and then we give a score out of 10. So let's jump right into it. Gio, give them your overall thoughts on Now You See Me Too.
Well, like you said, I really like the first one. I love the chemistry between the four lead actors. I love the concept of magicians going on a heist and, being like modern day Robin Hoods. You would say.
Doing something good for the world, using their skills to do something great for the world.
And there was so much mystery there.
Yeah.
And the power of illusion. It was fun. I liked it.
I still don't understand the ending of the first one, but I still liked it.
Yeah. With this one, it had some things going into it that I was excited about. You had Daniel Radcliffe, who is Harry Potter, coming into a magic movie.
I know when we first saw that, I was really excited about it. It was pretty cool.
I was excited about the Four Horsemen returning. I was sad to hear about
Isla Fisher not returning.
Yeah,
I think that's a big downer.
That was a very big downer.
Yeah, for sure.
So with this one, they try and up the magic, the tricks,
the twists,
the stakes, all of that stuff, and it's like when you're building cards. You know those houses of cards that you would build up and then just tumbles down. That's this movie.
Yeah, and I think it tumbled down like a quarter of the way through, pretty much.
There's a lot of setup, so every time they set something up, they throw in something, but then you're like, wait, I still didn't get a lot of setup, and then there's more setup and setup and setup, and it gets too confusing for me. And then there's some things that I didn't really care about, like they have to go retrieve this. There's a MacGuffin in the movie, and I don't care about it. Daniel Radcliffe, he wasn't really given much to do.
Yeah, they tried to make him a villain, and him and Michael Caine didn't really serve that very well. I think Plain and Simple is just one of the more disappointing sequels of the year.
Yeah.
The concept is so promising, and a lot of people liked the first movie. It kind of built its own little cult following after its theatrical release, and I know it succeeded on VOD and DVD and Redbox and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were looking forward to the sequel, but I guess bad reviews and word of mouth kind of hurt its box office success, and it doesn't look like they're going to be making a third movie. So, but before we talk and trash this movie, let's talk about maybe some of the few positives that it might have had.
I do like like I said, the chemistry. It's still just as good, but
definitely.
mainly between Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson,
and Dave Franco,
and Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo,
yeah, I love that. I don't really have any positives. Fuck.
Yeah, I agree, Gio, that the chemistry among the original Three Horsemen, it's hard to throw in Mark Ruffalo as a horseman because you don't know he is one in the first movie. So those four, they still have that same chemistry, and it's one of the things I was really looking forward to seeing in the movie. And then they throw Lizzie Kaplan in there to try to replace Isla Fisher. Didn't work as well, but I will say
she was good.
Lizzie Kaplan is freaking charming. She is really entertaining to watch on her own. She just didn't necessarily fit into this movie with this cast, but like if you were just watching her do what she did in this movie on her own, it's very entertaining. And I think the movie doesn't make her look bad. It makes her look good, but it just didn't. You can tell the chemistry was off. They couldn't get Isla Fisher to come back for the sequel, and I think it overall really hurt the film. But I did enjoy Lizzie Kaplan's scenes. I was hoping to see some really cool magic tricks, and there are a few. I'm not gonna lie. There were 2 or 3 times where I was like, oh, that's awesome. But it did not live up to the first one. And I guess we're just talking all negatives here because we can't seem to talk about a positive without mentioning a negative. So, Gio, you obviously really disliked this movie. What did you really dislike about it?
Well, I didn't. Again, you have such great chemistry between the 4 original Horsemen, and then you replace it with something, and it's good. But as far as the bigger picture, the chemistry, it didn't. Yeah, it didn't gel as well as I wanted.
Yeah, it's not like they decided to. I think Isla Fisher didn't want to come back. I think she was pregnant or something.
Yeah, she was pregnant at the time.
With Sacha Baron Cohen's kid.
Yeah. So she couldn't come back. The whole plot, the thing about the eye, and that there's this even bigger force that's overwatching these 4 horsemen. Didn't really care about it,
Yeah.
They try to give Woody Harrelson more to do, and it doesn't work out. Like I didn't buy it. They made Lizzie Kaplan and Dave Franco kind of have a little.
Oh, that did not work at all. That did not work. They tried to create a love interest.
No,
I don't think that's a spoiler.
That didn't work at all. It's great seeing Michael Caine back, but why was he in this movie? Honestly,
I mean,
I don't know.
It was kind of stupid.
Yeah, a little
him
bit.
and Daniel Radcliffe's relationship.
And what happened to Mark Ruffalo's love interest in the first movie?
Who was it?
Remember the Interpol lady at the end?
I remember her. Yeah.
Yeah, and then at the end they have a moment.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's nowhere to be found.
Wow.
I mean, and again, the magic. The third act for the first movie, it had some pretty, interesting twists. You had the mirror that blocked the vault. You had, even though it was pretty ridiculous, you had them jumping off the roof and turning into what, money or cards or something.
I think it was money, and then
something like that.
They gave it to all the people.
The point is, in this third act, you're expecting the big reveal. You have magic trick, a small magic trick, and then the big one. The big one doesn't even. I mean, it wasn't satisfying. I'm left wanted more. I wanted more magic. I wanted more wonder. Like more illusion, and I didn't really get that much.
Yeah, there were certain magical elements that I really enjoyed, and I think 2 of them had to do with the third act of the movie. Mm-hmm. I actually really liked the end thing, the end magic trick. I thought it was kind of clever, but nowhere near as satisfying as the first movie. I think what you were referencing earlier, they introduced a new character in this movie that has a connection to one of the original characters, and that did not work at all. It took me out of the movie. That character should not have been there. It really hurt the movie overall, and I just think that they tried to have too many twists in this movie. In the first one, there's a couple twists, and they really hit hard. Mm-hmm. In this movie, they try to introduce like 15 different twists throughout the whole movie, and it felt so watered down, and it just did not work. And I think overall, that's its biggest flaw. All right, as you can tell, we were not satisfied with this movie at all. Very disappointing, and I don't recommend it, honestly.
Save your money.
If you, I don't know. Unless you really love the first one and you just want to see these guys together again, minus Isla Fisher, then I think that's the only reason to go see it. All right, Gio, give them your score out of 10.
I'm going to go 5.5 out of 10. It's fun at times, but a lot of times you're just like, come on, hurry up, move on.
You're kind of waiting for the movie to be over.
Show me something cool, but no, 5.5 out of 10. Wait for it on Redbox, VOD, or something.
Yeah, good point. I don't really care. I don't know why I'm struggling with deciding on a score, but I think I'm going to settle with a 5 out of 10 as well. I think if you go to a 6 out of 10, like the movie was mostly enjoyable, but it just wasn't a good movie necessarily. But I'm going to have to go with a 5 out of 10 for Now You See Me 2.
Franchise.
Yeah, I think this franchise is done.
It's done.
Hopefully not. Maybe they can pull something off with VOD again. Who knows? All right, well, that's going to do it for our review of Now You See Me 2. I want to thank Gio for joining me today. Let them know where they can find you online, man.
You guys can find me on Twitter at GioRamos24 and check out apocalypsmovies.com. We're doing a lot of great stuff over there. That's Apocalypse with an X, movies.com. Yes.
And you can find me, Jacob Bartley, on Twitter at JacobBartley_, on Instagram at JacobRyanBartley, on this Apocalypse Movies YouTube channel. Please subscribe, hit that like button. We really, truly do appreciate it. And hit us in the comment section. Let us know what you thought of Now You See Me 2. Are you going to see it if you have not seen it? And let us know what you thought of our review. We really appreciate the feedback. And until next time, you all take care.